Matt, your article lists, it's a laundry list of illegal activities that this bank has been involved in. Can you talk about some of those cases, ripping off of the unemployed?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. When I was doing this piece, I actually had to have like a cheat sheet up on my wall with that was color coded. Like, you know, the green was for ripping off depositors, the yellow was for ripping off institutional investors. There are so many of these different scams they were involved with. The two that to me are the most incredible are municipal bid rigging. Bank of America a couple of years ago paid a $137 million settlement because they were caught rigging the bids for municipal bond issues in at least 88 different cases. Across, I think there was 25 different states. What this means is whenever some municipality, it could be the Guam Power Authority or the city of Baltimore, when they want to raise money, they have to do it through an investment bank, and they're supposed to do it through an auction process where all the banks compete to see how much they're going to pay to get that business. Well, these banks have been systematically colluding and submitting artificially low bids, and there's usually an insider on the municipal side who kind of games the whole process. They've been systematically doing this around the country for years and essentially cheating municipalities out of hundreds of millions of dollars in revenues that they would have otherwise gotten. That's a big one. The other big one that's more of a recent story is Bank of America has been accused, along with a number of other banks, of artificially suppressing LIBOR, which is the London Interbank Exchange Rate. LIBOR is basically the exchange rate upon which all adjustable rate investment vehicles are based on. Mortgages, everything.
Credit cards,
yes, and they've been artificially suppressing LIBOR so as not to pay out as much to any investor who has a LIBOR-based instrument. There's $350 trillion worth of investments are based on LIBOR, so they've been gaming the game essentially. There's really nothing that these guys haven't been involved with.
And I asked you before about the unemployed, how they were cheating the unemployed.
Sure, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Bank of America also has a contract to in a number of states to distribute unemployment insurance benefits. People would get a prepaid Bank of America card, and in one state it was discovered that if the people getting the benefits didn't go to a Bank of America ATM machine, that they could pay fees as high as $10 for each time they went to either a bank or another ATM. I'm sure that's not what the state had in mind when it was trying to distribute unemployment benefits.
South Carolina?
Yeah, it was South Carolina, right.
What about the states and churches, Iowa, Oregon?
Yeah, well, a number of states, and I think it was the United Methodist Church. Look, there's a whole range. Let me just back up for a second. As part of these deals, when banks were packaging mortgages, they offered a kind of guarantee to investors. They said, not only do we personally guarantee that these mortgages met our underwriting standards, we also agree that if any of these mortgages are defective or in default when at the time of purchase, we promise to buy those mortgages back. So don't worry about it. Buy this stuff. If anything's wrong, just come back to us. We'll pay you. And a lot of these lawsuits, like the United Methodist Church, like the state of Iowa, state of Maine pension funds, they looked at the stuff that they were buying, and they found that a sizable percentage of these mortgages were defective, and they went to go get their buybacks, but suddenly Bank of America isn't answering the telephone. And that's what a lot of these lawsuits are about. They're contractually obligated to buy this stuff back, and they're just not doing it. And so that is another thing that people are worried about they might get out of because of this foreclosure settlement and other settlements like that.